My sleeper, I will pick the Atlanta Hawks to knock off the Heat in the first round series. If they somehow got to an eighth seed, I would bet my money on Atlanta to win that series.
I know they're on a 2-game winning streak. I believe they
Uh-huh.
play the Thunder tonight, so
Mhm.
a chance to really start to get some momentum going. They've been playing better lately, even with the Heat struggles. What have you seen from the Hawks that makes you think they would be able to pull off an upset like that?
Not necessarily what I see, currently from the Hawks, but what I anticipate that could happen if they were somehow to get into the playoffs. Now, that's still a big question mark on if they can make it in the top eight seed. But I believe with, Trae Young, who could get hotter than almost anyone in the league, this team is a threat from the perimeter. They also have an inside presence. And what I'm seeing from Miami is a lot of inconsistency, especially when you're looking at what's going on with the coach. And it's obviously, to me, it's not a big deal, but stuff like that, when it comes to the playoffs, it matters because although you have Butler and then you have Bam and then you still have Hero, who's the sixth man of the year, I don't think that's a question. But Miami has their flaws. Then what push come to shove, I just trust I just trust Trae Young more in the clutch than I do anybody on Miami.
And Danny, just real quick, if that Atlanta Miami series does happen, I will gladly place a bet with you
Mhm.
on that one.
I'm taking Miami too.
I'm gonna take Miami.
I mean, just looking at the two squads, I think it's unmatched. I mean, obviously Miami on paper has the better team, but I'm looking at a Hawk squad that has delivered remarkable blows as far as upsets and passing the playoffs. I'm just saying that the Eastern Conference is wide open, so I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Atlanta uh, won a series against a team that they should be massive underdogs against.
I really do, and I think you guys have heard me say this quite a few times. I just have, you know, issues with Miami's ability to consistently break people down in the half court and score. I am nervous that a team with NBA title aspirations is this reliant on Tyler Hero
Mhm.
make things happen when it's end of the shot clock or it's late game. Maybe you're playing against a switching defense, like we've seen some of the best teams do at times, like a Milwaukee or as maybe Brooklyn might tend to do if they've got like Nick Claxton and Bruce Brown on the floor.
Do you think it's enough time for Miami to get it right heading into the playoffs right now? Do you think they could turn around whatever issues they have right now and potentially make it interesting against the Bucks?
Yeah, I do think that is possible. I know a lot of people are down on them not only because of the 4-game losing streak, but also because of the back and forth that they had on the sideline. Professionals like Spoelstra, like Jimmy Butler, who, let's be honest, he loves the confrontation. Guys like Haslam are no stranger to that type of situation. The Heat, organization as a whole, are able to deal with stuff like that. They beat Sacramento. They got back on the winning track the other night. If they could turn that into a win at Boston tonight, then maybe they could start to gain some momentum. There are so many players on this roster that have had success in the playoffs that I feel like if they can all get on the same page, if they all can really get it together for, an 8-week period, then there is a possibility that we could see another bubble run and they could get to the finals.
It's very possible Milwaukee gets the 1 seed. It's very possible that Boston gets the 1 seed. Like it might not end up being Miami, especially because, as you guys have alluded to, they've been struggling these last few weeks, and there's still enough games for them to be caught. I don't disagree with your statement that Milwaukee has the least amount of questions about them heading into the playoffs. That's largely because I think Milwaukee's answer to a lot of those questions will be Giannis Antetokounmpo. It will just be, we might have the best player in the NBA. I would say that the biggest threat would be a fully healthy Boston Celtics. If the Boston Celtics aren't fully healthy, I'll say the Philadelphia 76ers.
Can you tell us the turning point that you felt, you know, made this team turn into a legit championship level team in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, they really locked in defensively, really with the turn of the new year. They started sitting down on people. They started guarding the hell out of the ball. We're seeing them flex their muscle, be really versatile defensively. We're seeing them switch a lot and really just trust that they have a lot of guys who can contain the ball. You might have Marcus Smart on you. Maybe you run an action, you get a switch, and the switch is Jayson Tatum. You're not really finding that any easier Jayson Tatum is maybe the most underrated defensive player in the league. He's up there. He's really, really phenomenal on that end. It's still a team that spaces the floor, still shoots a ton of threes, still scores it. Has two guys who I think they really trust to be able to create at the end, especially at the end of games. And in late clock situations, those all important things we all talk about and focus on. But the big change was defensively. They really just started sitting down on people and just playing some absolutely vicious point of attack defense.
Ime Udoka seemed like, the transition wasn't very smooth at the beginning of the season. He called out his team a few times. Marcus Smart called out his teammates a couple of times. And, they were like an 11 seed for a few weeks. We didn't know where this team was going to go. And then, like you said, Tunde, they really started clicking on defense. Their ability to switch is really impressive because Marcus Smart, we've always known him to be a great defender, but his ability to defend guys that are bigger than him is just downright impressive. You switch that on the other side, and Robert Williams able to go out to the 3-point line and defend guys smaller than him. Without that now, we're not going to see them probably be at that same level because Horford's going to be getting a lot of those minutes. And even though he is still an impactful player, he isn't able to do a lot of those things that Robert Williams can do. It's going to have an impact on if this team can actually contend for a championship. But just the way that they compete and the way that they flip their season around, it's been really fun to watch.